Alright, we're here, week 7. We're at the midway point. This will make us halfway through the season already. It's flying by, isn't it? Well, got some serious things to talk about. Like the serious ass whoopings that's going to go on this week. Probably to me, I'll probably be one of them. Oh, sorry. Anyway, hope y'all have enjoyed a couple of my little creative ditties. The last one, the Hottie Hot Short Shorts, was produced by my wife, Sarah Little. It was her idea, so appreciate some of the nice comments that was made. I don't get to hear much of that anymore. Try to come up with something next week for y'all to laugh at my expense. Self-inflicted though, I must admit. Let me get over here to our website here. First, let's talk about roster moves, free agent pickups. We're at week 7, and a couple of teams are getting down pretty low on their picks already. Be it necessity or wasteful, whatever it may be. Anthrax has only got 5 waiver moves left to make for the year. So be conservative. Bandits, you're down to 6. Gamblers, 7. X-Men has got 10, which is not bad for him. He's usually teetering, flirting with running out by now, I think. And I speak for myself too. I'm doing fairly well. I've only made 8 so far, I think. Usually I'm running up around 13 or 14 by now myself. Year to date, I hadn't really ever looked at it like this, but some of the comments Texas Hold'em made on the chat board there made me look at it a little closer. What I'm talking about is the wins and losses by division. North Division, they're a staggering 21 wins and 11 losses. And they're followed close by the East at 20 wins and 12 losses. The South is sputtering along at 14 wins and 18 losses, and the West is dragging way behind at 9 wins on the year and 23 losses. I know it's a little early to talk about playoff race, but from the way the league is kind of splitting up right now, you got 3 or 4 teams that are running out ahead of everybody, and 3 or 4 or 5 that are lagging behind. We got the ones that are taking care of business are House of Pain, Toros, Bandits, and Teabaggers. They're all going 7-1 and 6-2. The ones that need to get it going are Gamblers, X-Men, Razorbacks, and Lizzie Bees. And you know, I know it's week 7. It seems like we're halfway through. It's time to panic, but it really ain't. Y'all can make up that ground in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks if you get your team clicking on all cylinders. Everyone else in the middle, there's about 8 teams right bunched up in the middle. They're battling it out for the wild card spots right now. But as we all know, Gamblers proved last year that you don't have to win the division to win the whole thing. That's for sure. In the NFL pool picks, Bandits are still in the lead, 65. Razorbacks and Wizard coming in at 64, nipping at his heels. So he's clinging to that lead in the NFL pool picks. In the fantasy picks, Bandits leads that as well, 46 picks correct, and Hold'em right behind him at 43, so 3 behind. I think he spread the lead open by a game or so, if I'm not mistaken. What else do I have here? We got a couple of big-time matchups this week. Who's Your Daddy and Bandits, they have a chance to do some severe damage to the South Division. They're both top of their division at 6-2, and they're playing the South that they've lost 12 games in the last 3 weeks, so they're really struggling. They could put some hurting on that division. Toros and Teabaggers could do the same thing in the West, too. They've lost 15 games in the last 3 weeks. So Toros, Teabaggers, Who's Your Daddy, and Bandits are. I haven't looked at bye-week players or nothing like that, but just going by what they've been doing, they're primed up to put a hurting on some wild card race action. Something I want to mention is the trade deadline. We hadn't talked about it much. It's kind of been a forgotten deal for me. I put a trade deadline countdown timer on the front page of the website. Or as of right now, there's 9 days, 17 hours, 38 minutes, and 19 seconds. That's how long you got to make your trades. That's actually on Saturday at noon next week. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday at noon is the trade deadline. And we do it on Saturdays because of the 24-hour waiting period on the voting time for the trade to be cleared. Something we might address next year. We rarely have any trades overturned. I'd like to think that I'm pretty capable of determining if a trade is underhanded or there's some collusion involved. So we may vote on that next year if I can remember, or y'all remind me. We might just go to instant trade, and if it's something wishy-washy going on, which there never is, it's rare, then I'm gonna take the responsibility of just approving the trade or rejecting it myself. And if I'm involved in a trade, then maybe we'll throw it to a poll or something. But and there again, we'll apply this to next year. And also on the waiver picks, I think I have figured out a way that we can make the waiver wire roll daily instead of just during the waiver period weekly. It's a little too late to do that now, so we'll look at that next year as well. And I think once we do that, we'll have the perfect waiver system. I like it the way it is, and it'll be just a little bit better, I think, if it rolls every day. And if not, I mean, we can vote on that. If people like it the way it is, then we'll go with that. So anyway, back to a little bit of my study and make some of that worthwhile. On our all-time matchups, I did a little looking, and on some of our matchups, most of them, are pretty split, pretty even. We're head-to-head, like Smoking Okies and Teabaggers. Teabaggers are up on the Smoking Okies in their all-time series 3-2. And a lot of them are like that. But like Texas Hold'em holds the edge over Cool Arrows 4-1. There's a lot of bubble matches where Who's Your Daddy and Lizzie B's, they're 3-3. So whoever wins this week between them will hold the edge in the series. And there's Anthrax Wizard, House Pain, Bad Mofos, and Gamblers and X-Men are the same way. I found it amazing that the Gamblers and X-Men had only played twice in the last 7 years up to now. So, and we don't have records anymore of our first 10 years of the league because my ex-wife got all that in a divorce, along with the trophy. So that's something else we're going to talk about for next year. And I know it's early to be talking about next year, but there's a lot of things that's been coming to mind. Thought about getting a championship ring. Everybody throw an extra $5 in early in the year, and we'll get it's like a Super Bowl ring with your name, team name on it in the year, and the name of the league on the ring. It's a big ring, so something like that. We might talk about that. X-Men and Razorbacks. Back to my sheet. X-Men and Razorbacks. Razorbacks have never beaten X-Men, so X-Men holds the edge there. Or you can say Razorbacks are due. I prefer to say X-Men holds the edge there. The Toros, I know they're the first year in this league, but the slot that they took over has a 10-3 record against Razorbacks. So I guess because the old whipping child of the year winner, Razorbacks, we might have to do a whipping child of the decade award maybe next year. Maybe I'll get that on a koozie for him or something. Texas Hold'em holds a 10-win and 2-loss record against teabaggers. That's another one that was pretty strange to me. I thought teabaggers had probably pulled that pretty even. And they played 12 times. That was a lot of times because we're all in the same division for a few years in a row there. What else we got? Covered the pool picks, got the moves. Ought to be a fun week. I know we got a bunch of bye week players that are off. Personally, I had Michael Vick off, so I had to go pick up a quarterback. We'll see how Christian Ponder does for me. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do for today. Good luck to everybody, except Bad Mofos and whoever else I'm playing. Later, y'all.